netflix.com/TYT. Get a free trial membership. See how you like it.
We have a man in Michigan who says that he wouldn't have found out that he has diabetes if it weren't for his terrier
Oh, that's nice.
biting his toe off.
Oh, that's less nice.
His name is Jerry Douthat, and he says that one night he came home extremely drunk and he just passed out, and when he woke up he noticed that his dog had literally eaten his big toe.
Have you ever come home and so drunk and just passed out?
Never.
Yeah, I don't.
And I've come home extremely drunk before, but I've never gotten to the point where I've been like blacked out. You know how you hear stories of people blacking out?
Yeah.
I've never experienced that.
No, neither have I, and I can't imagine not waking up during the devouring of my toe.
Oh,
But
God.
he claims he woke up and was like, my toe's gone.
Right. There was blood everywhere. So
I think at first bite, I'm up. Yeah. Yeah, the first time that a dog of any size buries his teeth in my toe, no matter how drunk I am, I'm like, what is that? You know?
But he's in a different state. We have normal toes. He didn't have a normal toe because it was infected from the fact that he had type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, there's so much to like about this story because he did so much wrong with his toe that he was ignoring. Like, I think I needed to go to the hospital. The bottom of my toe had turned black and was festering and it smelled awful, but I was using a knife to cut off the dead skin and I thought, it'll be fine. Yeah.
Literally, though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what he said.
Yeah. Go to the doctor.
Yeah, he didn't go to the
You're
doctor.
cutting off ooze from your toe with a knife.
Yeah. This is an actual part of the story. It says, Kiko, that's the name of the terrier, apparently sensed an infection festering in his master's right toe and chewed most of it off after Douthat passed out in a drunk stupor. And then this guy goes on to talk about how there was like skin hanging off of his toe and he didn't want to go to the doctor, so he decided to cut it off himself. And then his toe became so swollen and infected that he had to wear sandals that were bigger than his regular shoe size. And he still didn't go to the doctor. Finally, his wife, who is a nurse, told him, you need to make a doctor's appointment ASAP. I think you have type 2 diabetes, just like your brother. And he's like, I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. Hang on. Let me get my knife. Hang on, I left my knife over here in the other room. I need to cut my toe. He says, I was hiding it from people, Rosie, his wife included. It says, what are we calling him, Douthat?
Douthat.
Who is a musician and well-known wheeler dealer, it says in Rockford. Oh, well. And then he says, it smelled. And I look back now and realize, I don't know why he sounds like Bobcat Goldthwait. It smelled, and I look back now and realize every time we'd visit someone with a dog, their dog would be sniffing all over my feet.
That's so disgusting.
Yeah, dude, it smelled, and you were cutting it with it. I don't know. It's unbearably stupid.
So since his toe was infected, of course, that's when the dog smelled it and decided to eat it.
Yeah.
And then he woke up and realized, okay, now I really got to go to the doctor. So he did, and then he found out that he does in fact have type 2 diabetes, and he says, if it wasn't for Kiko, I would have died.
It might be true.
Come on, man. This is the extent. So all these 35 other signs before Kiko ate your damn toe off wasn't good enough. Why would Kiko eating your toe off give you an indication to do something about it now?
Well, you had to go to the hospital.
Because
you have no toe, and your blood is gushing out of your toe, and your toe is in your dog's mouth. I mean, I think then even a guy as foolish as this fella's like, well, now I gotta go to the hospital because my dog ate my toe. Yeah, it's interesting because, dogs do sense that, and dogs can sense a wound, and they have, it's not like some magical thing. They're different creatures, and they heal their partners. They'll lick their, people in the pack's wounds. That's how they take care of each other. They don't have Band-Aids. Mm-hmm. So they may have, he probably did smell it, whether it was attempt to be curative or whether it just struck him as something to eat. We'll, of course, never know because we can't ask him. Mm-hmm. But he probably sensed some sort of malady, serious malady, and that's the only way he knows to, presumably you wake up before it gets to that point. I mean, like the dog, and you're like, oh, hey, look, something must be wrong. My dog is gnawing at it. I've stopped him before he has eaten it. I'm going to the hospital.
Maybe, God, I'm sorry. Maybe this is just a little side note, but can this maybe be an indication, maybe a story to have people in general not let their dogs lick their faces anymore? I mean, that's always disgusted me. You know what dogs lick?
Oh, my dog licks my face.
You know what dogs lick? Festering dead toes, diseased toes.
They also lick their ass.
And asses. Yeah. I mean,
but Fendi is so cute.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, again, it's because we apply. I mean, first of all, if you don't want a dog to lick your face, don't let a dog lick your face. I mean, it's not like you shouldn't. JR, what's wrong with you? Let a dog lick your face. No, if you don't like it, don't let him do it. It's not a.
No, I'm not saying it make you. People in general shouldn't do it. I mean, just disease gets spread. Let's calm down.
That's really not how
I know
disease
people
gets
always
spread.
say that because the cleanest thing on a dog is his mouth.
It is, but they have different bacteria in there, and stuff is kill. I mean, what scientist have we had on the show who says no? There's all kinds of disease spread when dogs lick people's mouths. None, because it doesn't happen.
So let's just wait for that to finish cleaning up their own mouth after they just licked ass and diseased toe.
It's just not what it's
I'm
not.
saying, would you do it right after you ate
First
this
of all,
guy's
they
toe
don't.
off?
They don't lick. They smell. That's how they communicate because they're essentially blind and they can smell everything. That's how they function. I mean, they're not totally blind, but that's not really how. That's not how they roll. I mean, they're different creatures.
They are.
Yeah.
You know, researchers have begun making antibacterial soap using dog saliva. I totally made that up.
Oh, nice. That's a good one. I bet 100%.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I buy that.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
totally. I was like, I'm excited. I thought like as some, basis researching. I don't know. I mean, I don't think you should wash your hands with it. Hey, rookie, come here. All right, let's cook. Yeah.
How do you watch movies through Netflix? Well, you...
Somebody go get a six-pack. I can't tell you how good that feels and how good that tastes.
Think about it. Netflix.com/TYT.